Today we're trying a new recipe. Normally I fix the recipe for macaroni and cheese that is on the back of the Mueller's Elbow Macaroni Pasta Box. Kind of tired of that, and I do like the kind that tastes like the restaurant macaroni and cheese, where it's got a little bit of lighter cream in the middle, and then on top it's a lot of melted cheese. So we're going to try this one and see if that's what it is, and if it turns out, that's great. If not, yeah, we won't show the video. But we're taking this somewhere today to a family gathering, so I thought I'd give it a try and just see, hey, even the worst macaroni and cheese is probably still pretty good. So we'll see how it turns out. So I've cooked 1 pound of elbow macaroni according to the package directions. I have half of it layered in a greased 9x13 glass casserole dish. And now to that, I'm gonna add half of my cheese. So I've got, actually have 6 cups of cheese. That's a lot of cheese. And I'm gonna put half of it on top of the macaroni that I've layered in the bottom of my dish. And then we'll put the rest of our cooked macaroni on top. Spread that out. Top that with the remainder of your cheese. So the way you do this is you go ahead and you put 4 cups, I didn't do half, I did 4 cups of cheese on top. And you can do multiple layers. I think it works out better that way. Just for time's sake today, I'm gonna do just 2 layers. So you wanna have 4 cups of cheese layered in with your macaroni, and then 2 extra cups of cheese on top. Now we're gonna make the sauce that goes in the middle. So here in this bowl, I have 3 cups of evaporated milk. Shake those up really good before you pour them in, because it does tend to settle. You can turn them over the night before and just let them sit like that. Then shake it up the next morning. It may help with it just a little bit. It's not too bad. Just make sure that you do shake them up good. So 3 cans of evaporated milk. I've got 3 eggs here that I've beaten. I think it's easier to go ahead and beat them first, because it's a whole lot harder to beat the eggs and get them incorporated once they're in the other liquid. 1½ teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. And the dry mustard, there's a few things that we put dry mustard in, and you can't really, it doesn't taste like yellow mustard that you put on hamburgers. But it gives it just a little bit of a different flavor that you can't quite put your finger on, so it's a subtle taste, but it does add something to it. So I'm going to mix those together. Pour that over the top of my macaroni that's layered in my dish. Just kind of try and evenly distribute it. This is something you want to make so that you have plenty of time for it to sit after it has cooked. So allow plenty of time. I would not let this sit with the sauce in it. Some casseroles you can make ahead of time and let it sit overnight, and it's even better when you cook it. I would not do that with this, because that macaroni is going to absorb all of that moisture, and then it's going to be kind of dry and not turn out right. So don't do that. Once you've got this in here, put it in an oven at 350 for 40 minutes. Once we take it out, oh, I forgot to put the butter on top, but once we take it out, then you're gonna let it sit for 30 minutes. And it needs to do that, otherwise it's gonna be soupy. So you want that cooked sauce to absorb even more into your macaroni, and it's gonna make it even creamier and taste a whole lot better. And I will slice butter. So I've got here a ½ stick of butter, and I'm just gonna slice it really thin. You don't have to have even pieces. It's gonna melt on top anyway, and nobody's gonna see it. So I'm gonna slice these pretty thin. This is at room temperature, so it's a little harder to slice it thin. If you go ahead and slice it when it's really cold, it's a lot easier to slice with a really sharp knife. See if I can do this without cutting myself. Okay, and then I'm gonna stick that in the oven for 40 minutes, and then I'll be right back with you and let you see what it looks like whenever it's finished and it's all cooked. Macaroni and cheese is all done. It is more brown on one side than the other. I don't know how I got a convection oven that does not cook evenly, but it doesn't. So the back side of it just got a little more done. That's okay, it's not burned. It's still, I like the part that's a little more done because it's kind of chewy cheese. It's just one of those things. So we're gonna take this, and if it turns out good, you'll definitely see the video of it. So I hope you enjoy.